channel. My name is Shannon, and today I am bringing you a speed build of an artist retreat. This is inspired by the fact that I was watching a YouTube channel of an artist that I follow, and she had done this art spiritual retreat. She was hosting it, and I was like, ugh, goals, dreams, oh my gosh. I love art. I love making art. I have canvases that are finished, unfinished, and empty, blank around my house. And I was like, I'm gonna create something in The Sims in Granite Falls that represents something that I would love to do. I wanted to, in my original idea, put in like a space for like a sauna or not an onsen, but that the body of water, the pool, I don't know, that goes with the onsen. I wanted to put that in here, but it just wasn't big enough because I really wanted a spiritual element, which is why there's yoga mats and meditation stools or cushions everywhere in all the cabins and stuff. So yeah, it's just a place to go make art, meditate, do yoga, chill out with other artists. So as you can see right now, I'm working on the first cabin. So there's going to be 4 cabins, and they're all very similar but a little bit different. This one has some art easels inside, a yoga mat outside, and a seating area. I think they're really cute. I love the fact that they're on stilts and they're small and they have like a nice little porch outside. The way that this all comes together in the end, it's so cozy. I really love it, and I love the fact that I'm finishing up this video and doing the voiceover with a hot cup of coffee on a rainy day, because when I was building this, editing it, looking at it, I was like, oh, this is so relaxing. I would just love to be here so much. So yeah, I really hope that you guys find it as I don't know, relaxing to be in, to play in as much as I did. But yeah, I really hope everyone's having a great day. At the time of filming this, it's Thursday for me. So if it's later in the week for you, I hope you've had a really good week thus far. And if it's the beginning of the week, I hope the rest of your week was really well. I've had a very busy week at work, and my middle child is graduating high school in 2 days. So my brain is all over the place. So I really needed something like this to build and to kind of relax to and whatnot. So as you can see, I'm working on the second one, and what I did with all 4 of these cabins is I copy and pasted them, which I'm so glad I thought to do that. I am definitely one of those people that will do everything the hard way before I figure out the easy way. And the universe gifted me with some insight here so that I didn't even attempt building these all separately. It was like the light bulb went off immediately, and I was like, oh, thank you. Because it's within my character to have individually done all of these and then been like, oh, after. So I'm really happy that was not my experience. So to get back to how I kind of designed these, the bed, the bath, the furniture that would come with the cabin is kind of all like in the same spot, right? And then the idea is that the artists or the people coming to the retreat would bring their own like easel and stuff and put them in the cabin, or maybe they don't have an easel. I think there might be one cabin that doesn't have easels in it. I don't remember. Kind of just bring their own stuff. And so each cabin has like some personal items that are a little bit different. The rugs are a little bit different, stuff like that. The seating outside, I made sure it was different for each cabin. I love this one with that rug with the meditation cushions outside. I believe those are meditation cushions. Sometimes I get those confused with the smaller poof cushions. I can't even talk. From the movie day stuff pack. Oh my gosh, guys. Movie hangout. Jeez Louise. My goodness. I'm very tired. I did not sleep well last night, so I apologize if I have no words or I just say everything wrong. So yeah, I also move these down a little bit. I think right about there in my filming process, I was realizing that these were taking up too much of the lot. So I move them closer, and I love how like the front of each cabin is facing each other, as though the Sims can sit on their porch, you know, and talk to the cabin across from them and kind of have a really nice community, fun experience, do yoga or meditate together. I also put gardening stuff around because I think it's important for everyone, but especially really deeply creative people, to be very in touch with nature and have that quiet time. So I wanted, they're out in nature camping anyway, but I really wanted that activity to be highlighted in this build. Oh, and I love how I put the pillow at the end of the yoga mat. So when you go into, what's it called? I can't say it. But you know, when you lay down, I can say the pose in my head because I do yoga, but I can't say it out loud. I apologize. But when you go into that pose and you're lying down and you're relaxing, you kind of got a pillow there. I love how I did that. It's a neat little element that I put in there. So this one has like some books and stuff in it. I love the rugs too. For some reason, the way I've been doing the rugs in this build and my last build with the vintage campers, I just really enjoyed. I'm really enjoying the series that I'm doing right now with the camping and Granite Falls. It's bringing me a lot of joy. This is the 4 cabins and how they're set up and how they're kind of close together. You see what I mean? How they're very close knit, but you still have some space to be private. I really love this setup. I just want to go out in the woods and paint. That's all I want to do right now watching this. Let me know down below if you guys are also painters or creative artists in whatever way, writers, poets, you make videos, photography, what have you. I dabble with a lot of different creative elements, hobbies. I think hobbies is the right word. I love photography. I love editing videos, even though I'm super duper new at it. My original art, the art form I found at a very, very young age, which has never left me, is writing. Actually, I've always written poetry, but I picked up a paintbrush about 3 years ago, and I haven't really put it down much since. And I'm not a good, quote, air quotes, good, professional, air quotes, artist by any means, but I love the process and I love getting messy and creative. Which, speaking of that, I probably should have put down like those, rugs, if you will. They're not really rugs, they're like artist tarp things underneath the easels. It's one of my favorite objects in the game when I'm making like an art studio, because it has like paint splatters everywhere, protect the floor and whatnot. So now I'm working on the kind of the community area. So this is where people would go to make art together, to eat. There's a kitchen in here, kind of just gather and be with each other, which I thought is obviously very important. I mean, if you're going to an artist retreat, this is, you're with other artists. So I had different plans for this initially. Something I'm famous for doing is not realizing the amount of space I have when I come up with a design for a lot. So my style is that I design my ideas on my iPad and Procreate, and I very roughly kind of sketch out, brainstorm, whatever, and then I build. And I'm aware that in reality, when I sit down to build, it's going to be different. But in this lot, I was like, oh, this is going to be very different. Like, originally, the art area and the kitchen area were separate, and there was going to be a hall, and maybe a quiet meditation space and stuff like that. And I was like, nope, I clearly don't have the room for that. I also was thinking, like I said, of putting like a place to have like, a sauna type place. I don't know. Not really sauna, but an outdoor sauna. So I'm thinking the onsen thing, that item. I don't really know what it's called. But anyway, you probably know what I mean if you have Snow Escape or have seen people play with onsens or do onsen builds. None of that happened. But that's fine because I really like how rustic this actually turned out, which is the fantastic thing about the creative process. You start out with an idea, you go to create, and magic happens and something else, transpires. And it's sometimes better than what you originally thought. And more, maybe what your soul wanted, because in the moment you kind of go and flow and, what is supposed to happen actually takes over. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm not bothered at all by the fact that there's not a place for them to, have a magic hot springs moment. I'm totally okay with that. So right now I am working on landscaping, which I actually found really easy. I was surprised because I was like, this needs to blend in. I don't want a lot of trees, but I want it to be forested still. And I have a hard time in placing trees on lots in a way that makes sense. So I'm really happy with the fact that I was able to place these trees in such a way that they didn't block any views and it looks natural. But the landscaping was really simple, and I'm always happy when the landscaping turns out very simple, because landscaping is something that I love to do, but it isn't the part of building that comes the most naturally to me. Unless I'm doing something really wild and crazy, and by wild and crazy, I mean something that doesn't have any form. It can be like a wild English garden of just wildflowers, and it doesn't really matter what I do. But this just turned out really well, and I really enjoyed it. And I love the fire pit area. I love this little seating area where they can like look over the water out to the mountains. That's a really nice place. I that's where I would be if I was here. That I would be in one of those seats, just wrapped up in a blanket, drinking coffee in the morning, watching the sun come up over the mountains. Oh goodness. I really need to go camping again. We just went camping, but I think we're going to be renting a cabin in August, I believe, and I'm really looking forward to it. We're gonna be gone for a week, and if everything goes as planned, and I'm telling you, I'm manifesting as I'm making these builds, my camping dream. So I'm probably going to wrap up this voiceover. I'm sorry if it's all over the place. I'm operating on very little sleep, and kind of like high emotion, if you will, because we have a very busy special weekend coming up, and yeah. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful, I was going to say weekend. I don't know. Maybe it is the weekend for you, but I just hope you all are doing so well. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, what is your creative outlet in life, and I would love to know, but I'm gonna leave you here. I'm gonna stop rambling, and have a beautiful day. Toodles. Bye-bye.